Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another first impressions video. Marvelous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you, and this time we are finishing off our Oriza Legrand first impressions. We have 3 more fragrances here today, and I have no idea what they are. I really need to tidy this room. Jesus. It's hard, though, you know? It's hard. Tough, even. What we got here. This is Reyk Tamore. People have talked about this. This is Deja Le Printemps. And this is Fraichement Coupe. Sorry, France. Anyway, let's have a look. What is the first one? Relique. Where are you, Relique? You're not there. Where is it? Reyk Tamore. The smell of an old forsaken chapel of a Cistercian abbey, with this varying feelings from. You fucking what? That is fucking AI has left a lot to be desired there, friend. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is an absolutely awful attempt, and I speak as somebody who can't speak either language, to be perfectly honest. So we'll go with the smell of an old forsaken chapel of Cistercian origin, shall we? Or fucking abbey, not chapel. Chapels are small, dinky little things, aren't they? Okay, let's try. Reyk Tamore. I was quite impressed with the you know, the overall standard of the Legrands. 2012, made by Hugo Lambert, French and Scotch. Strange combination. We have pine, powdery notes, fresh herbs, white lily, oak, incense, myrrh, pepper, elemi, musk moss, woody notes, more pepper, and waxed wood. Your ma waxes wood. Right, so I quite like this. There's a bit of a blurb here. So what does it say? The smell of an old Cistercian chapel. Abbey, even. Cold stone walls covered with damp moss. Waxed wood of altar and old pews ornate with carvings. Linseed oil in lamps. Incense and myrrh discernible in the air. But how fresh and spicy the smell of white royal lilies on this background. Subtle floral scent with green accents of leaves and powdery touches of yellow pollen. That must be why I'm getting a bit of an itchy nose. The beam of light breaks through the stained glass and illuminates this olfactory tumult of feelings varying from exaltation to humility and back. A silence which creates a sense of the divine call. It's quite nice. I can definitely sense that elemi. I'm getting some incense. Peppery, you know, there is a peppery vibe there, that dry, itchy kind of peppery thing. It is woody. It's got that kind of old wood, but clean. Quite classy, actually, you know. Oaky, posh wood. Creamy. There's a little bit of creaminess in here. Where's that coming from? Could be a mix of the, quote, powdery notes, which I fucking hate that shit. I can't get away from the whole green flowers in an old church kind of vibe, you know? My mum used to go to a chapel which was fucking, would have been 170 years old now. A man called John Wesley preached there. Very famous Methodist. And that's what this smells like. It smells like that kind of place. It smells like a church that's like 170 years, like a chapel that's like 170 years old, like austere. Wood. Good timber. I'm struggling to explain that, but I know exactly what it is. I feel like I've got cobwebs in my brain, that's why. It's good that there's a creamy undertone that's probably coming from like the myrrh and the elemi, you know. I'll wear that on skin actually. That's actually really nice, you know. I don't know that I could wear it to buy like a bottle and wear it because of the lily, and it's pronounced lily, you know. We can't have too much lily. We've already got enough lily to deal with. Okay, so what's next? Next up we have Deja Le Printemps. Sorry, France, again. Deja Le Printemps. Beads of morning dew glisten on clovers and wild grass, which exhale fresh and green scents. Okay. You're unusual. There's a menacing fly. It's making all sorts of buzzing. I'd love to fucking, we'll say, let it out. Get away. Did you see it? It came over to have a smell. Deja Le Printemps. It's because there's a door behind us and it can see daylight. It thinks it can get out there and it can't. You can't. Fuck off. Anywho, Deja Le Printemps. I'm going to spray it with this if I get the chance. Again, Hugo Lambert. Hugo Lambert seems to be the perfumer du jour for old Oriza. What a smell of that? Do you like that? Go on, bugger her off. Yeah. Oof. I'm not a fan of that. Fig. What does it say? A promenade in nature, awakening after a long winter sleep. Beads of morning dew glisten on clovers of wild grass, which exhale fresh and green scents. The sun rises on the horizon and beats down wet flowers and newborn fig leaves. Very figgy. Fresh foliage scrunches under the wind, buds blossom at last, and the soil smells of turf and twisted roots. Daisies in the prairie and lily of the valley blossoming on moss fill the air with the perfumes of nature's revival. At last, spring has come. Yeah, I get it. Hmm. 2012 again. Orange blossom, chamomile, yes, get that creaminess. Mint, fig leaves, mown grass, lily of the valley, galbanum, clover, musk, vetiver, cedar and moss. I don't really get something minty, I must admit. I'm not getting like a huge minty vibe, but I am getting excuse me whilst I hydrate. I really hope you can't hear the fly, you know. I'm going to get the flamethrower out and take it out soon. Chamomile grass, earth, definitely got that kind of nose to the ground kind of vibe. It's young flowers, it's young growth, you know, early growth. New day, rained overnight, bit of petrichor maybe a little bit. It does have like a smell of shoots, you know, like green shoots. Daisies on the grass. It's got that kind of vibe rather than the actual smell of a daisy. The figs disappear a little bit, but it's got this like little bit of fruitiness, just ever so much, ever so slight, you know. Something a little bit sour. The chlorophyll is a little bit like that, you know. It's got a sourness, but it's quite rich. Green. A little bit of vetiver too. It's nice, that. It's nice. That's not something I'm going to wear, but if you like those natural meadow kind of smells, you know, like there's quite a few perfumes try to do that. I remember Cow by Zoologist tried to whip out the old meadow vibe. It's not easy to do. That's a very good effort, and no amber wood in sight as of yet. There was amber wood in one of the previous ones, which I will come back and talk about. Sorry, I accidentally sprayed that there. Whoops. Which one are you? Fine. This is Fine Fraichement Coupe. Let's have a look. Fine Fraichement Coupe. People in France literally dropping down dead at my pronunciation there. Let's see what the book says. The invigorating smell of new mown hay, vintage cologne with star anise, and clean fragrance of a barbershop. Okay. Let's have a whiff. I'm intrigued. Star anise. Fine Fraichement Coupe. Oh, I get fucking Parma Violet there. That's fucking awful. Straight out the traps I get Violet. That's grim. Let's have a look at your notes, shall we? Star anise, mint, angelica, hay, clary sage, saint foin. Sorry. Clover again, hay, white musk, and ivy. Eesh. Wow, that's powdery as fuck. That's really powdery. If they were going for that powdery talcum powder on the back of your neck kind of vibe, they've nailed that. The star anise kind of reminds us a little bit of Reef Gauche. This doesn't have the lavender of Reef Gauche, you know, that creamy sort of vibe. This could have done with something like that, though, you know, maybe some geranium or something instead. But this is, fucking hell, this is powdery, you know. This could be for, like, ladies who like the smell of a barbershop. Oh, but there's a horrible violet in there. There's a violet material, like Parma Violet, though. You know? Wow, I really don't like that. I'm getting the chalky talcum powder, Parma Violet kind of thing. I'm getting a little bit of the mint. Mint seems to be something that's used quite often in these fragrances. Hay, maybe. Hay there. Not so much. I'm getting star anise. I'm getting violet, mint, but like chalky mint. Like toothpastey mint. Oh, it's not ideal, you know. Let's just go back. No. Unless that dries down very differently, I don't like that. I was looking forward to it, actually. Okay. So Reyk Tamore, That's quite nice. The pepperiness has kind of died away a little bit now, and it's much more like green, woody, solid, you know, quite masculine, but quite vintage as well. It's got like an actual vintage smell to it, like something old, you know, not a vintage perfume, but like something old. I like that. That's quite like meadowy, petrichor, nose to the ground, fresh growth kind of thing. Not undergrowth, but like, you know, small flowers in a meadow. And that is not ideal. Maybe that'll dry down nicer. It's violet as all fuck though, and a bit chalky at the minute. Anyway, this has been my first impressions. I will come back with final impressions and let you know what I think of these. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I will see you again soon.